What if your need to feel understood is blocking who you're becoming? But no need to feel ashamed, because there's an answer, there's a key, there's something you can do to fix it. Silence. Yes, silence is the major key, one of the major keys to getting everything you want in your life. And here on Shadow of Alignment, this is a guided journaling and shadow work activity designed to help you understand what is happening beneath the surface. Without forcing anything, without a need to finish with the resolve, things about yourself, and gain a better awareness so that you can easily quantum leap or manifest. So let's dive into this week, the power of silence. This reflection explores the need to be seen, the need to feel heard, why you might seek validations from others, or why you over-explain yourself when you really don't need to. And what will happen once you start seeking silence or choosing silence more? So question 1, where do I seek validation for my growth or decisions that I make? I can think back to many times where I feel like I needed somebody to hear my idea and say it was cool before I ever wanted to do it. I needed somebody just to hear it, or I just feel like I needed to run what I was going to do next in my life past somebody. And all that did was deplete me, make me feel drained, make me feel like I wasn't worthy of the things that I wanted to do. Start putting other people's ideas and making me change things that were absolutely perfectly fine when I thought of them. When they popped up in my mind and I just thought of them, and the pure excitement and motivation that I had when I started, or every time I would tell somebody and they wouldn't understand me, which is sometimes it's perfectly okay for somebody not to understand you. That's why you have to self-validate, because most people aren't even on your plane yet. They're not even in your frequency field, and they might not never get there. Question 2. What am I afraid might happen if I decide to grow quietly? We fear like disappointing people feeling left out. We care about others' feelings before ours. We let other people's feelings void what we actually need. You might feel like you're losing the sense of your identity or your safety net. Having to ask yourself and answer questions for yourself can feel hard sometimes. It shows you're evolving. And evolution might feel scary to some people sometimes. And there's no right or wrong answer for this question. Take your time with it. Think about it deeply. Answer it truly. Question 3. Who am I truly without performance or explaining myself? What parts of your personality exist beneath the need to feel understood? I spent a lot of time putting myself in the box, dimming myself down, just because I wanted to feel understood. Honestly, when I really looked deeply in myself, a lot of times I over-explained, a lot of times I gave too many examples. It's because I needed that validation to feel understood, because ultimately, a lot of my life, I always feel strange, like the outsider. When I truly started to silence more, think to myself more, think for myself more, it opened up who I really was, like honestly. And I didn't do mine on purpose. Mine was kind of forced upon me by the universe at a time in my life where I could not do nothing but sit in isolation. It was COVID. I was paralyzed at that time. So I stopped talking to a lot of people once I realized they stopped aligning with me. So I really had nobody to talk to. But that's when my intuition truly kicked in, and a lot of ideas or a lot of things or who I really was emerged for me. Question number 4. When has silence protected you in the past? Writing this down is like evidence. It's giving your subconscious mind the evidence that silence actually works. Let's face it, sometimes we can be stubborn and we don't do things unless we see evidence already. We don't start or keep working out unless we start seeing evidence, different stuff. So this one helps your subconscious mind realize the power of staying silent and what self-validation actually does, as it has done for you already. My only weight loss journey that actually worked was when I was silent through my first 50 pounds. I was around groups of people who, if I would have said something, I know that it would have been somebody trying to knock me off my block. I just knew the group of people I was around. They wanted to do it themselves, but they couldn't stick to it. And usually I couldn't stick to it either when I said something, because then we would, so say, I'm like, oh, today I just want to eat all salad. Oh, why are we going to burger places? Or
they say things like, oh, you being bougie now.
Little of me back then, I let other people's emotions control what I would do a lot. So, or they'd be like, I don't want to do that. I want to do this today, and da 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 da. And it wasn't conducive to my higher self. They wanted to stay where they was, and I was growing. But sometimes I let that shrink me back down. So they didn't want to go get a salad from Panera or something like that. They wanted to go fast food hop in. So I would bring myself back into my lower self, and I would go get fast food with them just to make them feel better. And these are old friends that I'm speaking of, old group of friends I'm speaking of too. But the moment I said, no, I'm tired of this. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I'm going to actually lose the weight. I'm going to actually stay consistent. Something in me shifted and said, don't say. I didn't say nothing until like my first 50, 60 pounds of weight loss when they started to notice. And I didn't say it. They asked me. And I slightly said, yeah, I'm cutting out small things to, shred a few pounds. By that time, the things that they thought they could do to throw me off my block, or the things that I used to do, they no longer work because I built up that discipline in myself already. So no matter what they did, I was okay with sharing at that time. That was 60 pounds down the line. I already had, that was about 3-4 months worth of weight loss journey and mental stability that I already sustained in myself, and no need for their validation. Number 5, what parts of your life right now deserve privacy? What things are you doing? What things do you want to do that are going to deserve privacy? Write those down. Write your goals down. If you want to lose weight, if you just want to start taking better care of your hair, anything you want to do. If you want to start a business, if you want to go back to school. And then next to it, write a non-negotiable boundary about it that has to do with silence. Like in my last example, I would not say nothing to nobody. I would just make the changes in myself until I lost a significant amount of weight. So write your goal and write your boundary right next to it. A non-negotiable, and adhere by it. And lastly, I want you to write in the comments for me. What feels safer when I protect my process? What feels safer when I protect my process? It could be your nervous system feels calmer, like you don't feel as much anxiety and rush, and your body just feels calmer. Your decision making is clearer and is much rapid, faster. You're able to answer for yourself. What do you really want and what you don't want, and act on it faster. It could be that, or you're just able to change your mind without somebody having to say, I thought you said this, I thought you said that. So leave that in the comment for me. And your affirmation for this week should be, not all growth needs witnesses. Make that your affirmation. When you feel like you're about to tell somebody something, or you about to go ask somebody, run and ask somebody before you want to do something, ask yourself or say to yourself, my growth does not need a witness. So I hope my insight on the power of silence has helped you in some type of way. If you stay all the way to the end, leave a pink and brown heart for me, please, down below. And don't forget to join me again next Wednesday for a new Shadow of Alignment.